Hi everyone, this is a little impromptu video today. Now the reason for it is that we've got a roundabout a little bit further up that my local examiners have made the decision to slightly change their instructions on it. Now it is a flat-sided roundabout, and to be honest, a few of you may have seen my video on flat-sided roundabouts, and effectively what you do on a flat-sided roundabout, if you're going past the rounded end, you should really treat it like a right turn. And for many years the examiners have been saying to students or people going on the test, they've been saying when they've been doing this particular turn right, and it's the third junction, and it is past the rounded end. So it's really how they should be dealing with it. They should be dealing with it like a right turn. But the examiners and the DVSA have made the decision to actually change the instruction, and there's loads of instructors in my area all kicking off about this change of instruction, and it seems a little silly to me, so I'm going to explain. Now if you're on your test and the examiner says to you at the roundabout, turn right, it's the third exit, what lane would you pick? Well, you'd pick the right hand side. But that's all very well, and that's going to maybe help you get through your test. But what's going to happen the following week when you come up to another roundabout that's similar and you've got no one sitting there next to you making that decision? So what it's actually caused is mayhem with all the instructors, and there's no real reason for it. And this is my thinking behind it. If you're good enough as an instructor, what you should be doing is teaching your pupils to see the roundabout, assess it, and then make the decision on which lane is best on the approach. Obvious enough. And then if you do pass your test and you come up to a similar roundabout, honestly, you shouldn't have any issues. But even if you were to pick the incorrect lane on the approach to this roundabout, say if you were to get the instruction, we're going to follow the road ahead, it's the third junction, and you were to pick the left, what should you do to fix it? Well, it's an easy task. You look to see whether you can get across into lane 2 safely, check your mirrors, signal if required, and if you can't do that, go a different route safely, there's no problem. But let's have a little look at the roundabout and see what you think. It's just up ahead. So here's one of my instructors driving past. What are they going to do? Well, they're signalling right on the approach. So that may still be because they're telling their pupils turn right. But let's have a look at the roundabout. You can see even from here that it's got flat sides, and we're taking that road that's directly in front of us. So there's no way in the world you should really be doing this from the left hand side. And I'm actually going to put a right signal on, although it's not really benefiting anyone at the moment. The cars from that road directly in front of us would now know that I'm going round in front of them, checking, signalling left and heading off. So what would you have done if you'd have been given the instructions at the roundabout, we're going to follow the road and it's the third junction? Would you have picked the left, or would you have seen in good time that it's got these flat sides and you need to be choosing lane 2 to do it? Well, that depends on what your level is and depends on what you know. But for me, it shouldn't be like it used to be. It shouldn't be that the examiners are telling the pupils that it's a right turn and they need to be in the right lane. It should be down to the pupils to decide that and know how to get themselves through that situation. I've done a video not too long ago as well where I go through, is it straight or is it right at a roundabout, and the conclusion to that one is if you're unsure you should pick the right, because you can always go all the way around the roundabout and try again. So that's what we're trying to work with, but I don't really see what the problem is. Instructors should be teaching their pupils not just for test routes and get through the test, but they should be teaching them how to deal with these situations all the time. So I honestly don't get why the instructors are having a moan about it. So I've gone around the block and we're going to have another little go at this, and this time I'm going to do this from the left-hand lane and see whether it would be a problem and it would be dangerous. I'm not going to make it dangerous. I've obviously got the escape route of heading off to a different junction if needed. But even on your test, the sat-nav may very well tell you a particular direction, and it's down to you to work out how you deal with that junction. So I know for a fact that the sat-nav on the particular test route, or a few of the test routes, tells the pupil to follow the road ahead. Now that would make you instantly think that it's the left-hand lane, but you could have a look at the sat-nav screen and see the shape of the roundabout. And remember, flat sides, anything past the rounded end, we're going to treat it like a right turn. But I'm going to have a go at this one in the left and see what happens. We've got a few vehicles around us. It looks a little bit busier a little touch further up, so let's just see what happens and what goes on. So I'll find my way safely onto the roundabout. It is that road directly across the other side. So what would happen if I picked this side? Well, I realise it's the next one and I just put a signal on. There you go, that blue car's holding back, no problems. Check and head off. So you should be able to do that. You should have that ability to change your mind and adapt what you're doing. And this goes back to my always repeated phrase, is that you should never ever just be taught test routes. And I know when I've said that in previous videos, some people have said, well, it helped me. What? It helped you get through your test. But what are you like as a driver now? Have you had any incidents where maybe something like that has caused you a problem, and have you actually even had a bump or a crash or an accident due to that? So it's not enough just to learn test routes. You have to prepare your pupils so they're able to cope with anything. So do I point the finger this time at the DVSA, who honestly are lacking in many things? But this situation, no, I totally agree with them, because it forces us instructors to do a better job with things. So, all the instructors out there, stop pointing the finger at the DVSA, take a look at yourself and maybe get your pupils to a better standard. But there's also sides to that which can cause problems. I know it's a business, and if you teach your pupils properly, you're maybe going to be doing 50, 55 hours where the other instructors are maybe getting people through in 35. So that's always a problem. But it is an issue that I'm going to address in a video quite shortly. Now, I hope that's been quite helpful. Remember, get your standards better and better and better so you can cope with anything. And I hope it's been helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.